I got a screaming deal on this Prime 1 Studios Transformers piece. How much did I get it for and how did I get it for that? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome to the Extreme channel. My name is Mr. X. Today we're looking at this Extreme collectible that I got a smoking deal on. This is Prime 1 Studios Generation 1 Optimus Prime exclusive. Not only did I get a screaming deal, but I freaking love this. And we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna try and keep this review short, so let's jump right in. Now, before we dive in, check out these two Venom statues. We are giving these away in a 10,000 sub giveaway that we should hit in the next 1 to 2 months, depending when you're watching this. Stay tuned towards the end of the video to find out how to enter. First of all, Prime 1 Studios made 2,250 of these. 750 are the exclusive version, which have axes, we're gonna talk about, and the other 1,500 just have a gun. It retails for right around $1,000, a little bit less than that. They are still available on Prime 1 Studios website. You can get it from there. Sideshow also distributed them. I've had Transformers Prime 1 Studios on my eBay alerts for a long time. And traditionally I've seen this guy go for anywhere from $900 on eBay to $1,500, which I don't know who would buy it for that. But all of a sudden it popped up at $650 shipped, brand new, checked for inspection. Bought it immediately. The same seller also had the Megatron. I bought that one immediately. It arrived today. I haven't unboxed it yet, so you'll see the review in a couple days. Let's dive into the review. We're gonna use the extreme scale and let's start. Let's get his dimensions first. So this is, according to their website, this is 1/4 scale. That's not accurate. We know Optimus Prime, if we were to make him grow 4 times larger, he's still too small to be Optimus Prime. And this is Generation 1. So he's about 24 inches tall. His widest point is about 14.5 or 15 with this part jutting out. And depth, now with his axe, it creates, ooh, right there, Optimus. Good thing you have protection. With the axe, it's probably around 16 inches. You can check out the manufacturer's website for the specific dimensions. So this is Generation 1. This is the old cartoon Transformers, the ones I grew up with. So let's talk about that with concept. Concept is, does it follow the storyline accurately? Is it cool? Does it make sense? And what I really like about this concept is the base. I like the fact that they have the futuristic, what I call Cybertronian elements. At the end of this review, stay tuned and you can check out all my other Transformer reviews. And then they have a rock base on top of it. So he's definitely on Earth, or you would assume he's on Earth because you never saw this type of stuff on Cybertron. And he is standing there transformed into the robotic figure, so he's no longer the semi-truck, but he is full Optimus Prime. Now, one of the things we're gonna look at in a second is this is not accurate 100% to the original version. They've taken their own interpretation, but it's pretty close. He's in a museum pose, and as you move up, he's ready for battle. He has a number of switch out on his right arm, as I indicated, we're going to talk about in design. He's a little bit lunging forward, but he looks awesome. He looks stoic, he looks mad, he looks ready to kick ass. Here is the side-by-side picture of him and the original cartoon. So you see, they did take a few creative liberties, but I actually like that. I think it's a little bit more detail in this piece. So where does he fall on the concept? I think the concept's a W. It's a 4 out of 5. It's fantastic. It's exactly what I'd want out of Optimus Prime. One of the things you'll see in the Megatron review is we'll put them side by side to see how they look facing off with each other. Now let's talk about the design. Design is about displayability, switch outs, any seam issues, things like that. In short, everything fit really well with one exception. Check it out right here. The foot doesn't fully go all the way down. So it could be a particular issue with my piece or the temperatures or who knows. Now, because this is the exclusive, he has a number of switch outs, as I said. So all 2250 versions come with this gun right here. However, the exclusive version has a regular axe that you can replace the gun with, or an Energon axe, which we'll talk about in Paint and Sculpt. Honestly, I think the gun is my favorite, but it is cool to have those options. I think one disadvantage, they should have made the weapons switch out on either hand so you could have them with maybe an axe and a gun. I think that's a little bit of lost opportunity. He also has a light up feature. Here's his portrait without the light up feature. And then the light up feature is really easy to turn on. It's just a button in the back. It lights up his eyes. Not really needed, but it's a neat Easter egg. Size. Some of these Transformers, as you'll see in some of my other reviews, if you haven't caught yet, again, you'll see those at the end, the bases are huge. They're about twice this size. The Transformers about 50% bigger. So I really like the size of this. The displayability is really good. In a few days, the Megatron video will drop. I'll not only put these next to each other, but I'll put them with some of the Michael Bay Transformers so you can get a good sense of the scale. So I'm not sure about the scale. But realistically, a Generation 1 should not go next to the Michael Bay Transformers. So I think all in all, I think the design's good. No big issues. It's a V, very nice, right in the middle. It's nothing amazing. There wasn't a lot of complex engineering. One thing I did fail to mention is the number of pieces. His legs are separate, his torso, his arms, obviously the switch outs here. He has about 9 pieces that go on individually, so nothing compared to the Michael Bay Transformers that are 30 to 100 pieces on some of them. Now we're going to talk about paint and sculpt. We'll start at the bottom, go to the top, and grade them at the end. And just as a side note, I think it's very good. Or the score isn't very good, but I like it a lot. Let's just put it that way. I like it a lot. Here's the base. I love the coloring on the base. Instead of a classic silver, it's got these copper tones to it with this black shadowing. Some lighter copper tones to it as well, I guess, to call those. Some circuitry, some piping, some really cool stuff going on here. Here's the Autobot symbol on the front. I think the red adds a great contrast to this statue. And that is another piece too. It's removable, but there's a large keyhole. Take a look at the rock. The rock's good. It's not great. A little bit more texture I think would have helped it, and a little bit more shading in the colors. It's a solid brown. I like the fact that for once they didn't use the brown that looks like a pile of crap or shit. Starting at Optimus here, you can see some of the mud on his feet. I think that's a nice touch. It doesn't look too bad. It would look weird if it wasn't like that, so that was a smart choice. And as you look at Optimus, one thing I love about him is you have the shiny parts, then the dull parts, and presumably the shiny parts are the exterior of the semi when he transforms. And I love that blue colorization. There's a few different blues in there, and depending how the light hits it, it's fantastic. And then you can see the gears and the rest of the material in there. Not only is it not shiny, but it's got this weathering and wear on it. Silver and brown and copper tones throughout. You can see some of the engine parts of the robot. Then on the upper legs here, it's more of that faded, weathered metallic type, and a few of the circuits that you can see in between them has these wheel wells or coverings over the wheels. Pretty neat. One thing I forgot, let's look at the back of the legs here. These look really cool. You see a lot more engine parts, shiny. Again, every part that you would normally see on the exterior of the truck is very shiny. They did a nice job. And moving up, the same can be said with the red. Those are the exterior parts of the semi that make it shiny, and you can see some of the faded parts in there, whether it's the grill or engine part. You see his exhaust on his shoulders. Those are separate pieces. And there's actually some coloring at the top of the exhaust. I don't know if you can see it or not, to insinuate that smoke was coming out of them. But some really good weathering up here. I know I keep saying that, but it's kind of hard to describe the paint when it's grays and blacks. Here's the front of his torso. And one thing we really haven't talked about, the design and sculpt of this is awesome. I like how you're seeing different parts of the truck. I like how you're seeing different parts of the robot, and the colors contrast off each other. But the sculpt is very good. Not on my rating system, it just is. But you can see here the windshields and the windshield wipers, a tiny little Autobot symbol, the mirrors. Take a look at his arms. I love his arms. The armor on them. You see a little Autobot symbol on just his left arm, ironically. His hands look great. Let's look at his different options close. So the gun, I like a lot. But the different colors in here, I like the black really adds to the statue to contrast everything. Very cool looking gun. Here's his normal axe. I like this as well. I think the colors really pop. The weathering on it. You have a few different grays and silvers. Here's the Energon axe. I don't like this. It looks cheap, it looks plastic. I think some of the pictures actually make it look better than it is in real life. This will go right back in the box for me. I will never display it with this. Here's his portrait. I think they knocked it out of the park. As I said, very serious, has his battle mask on. The blue part is very shiny, like his legs, his antenna in the air. The head may be a little underscaled in my opinion, not by much, but maybe 5% bigger would have helped. So I think we're gonna grade the paint and sculpt a W on this. I think it's a rail, it's a 4 out of 5. They did a very, very nice job. It really pops. Now, even though I got this for a screaming deal, it's still available for retail, so I will talk about the value on this. $1,000 for this statue. When you look at a typical Transformers statue, like a typical Optimus Prime, and there are tons of different options. Check out this video right here. It talks all about the different Transformer options that are out there. You can get them from $700 all the way up to $2,000 or even higher on the secondhand market. I think $1,000 is a little high on this, so I think the value is just okay. It's very nice. For $650 shipped, it's a steal. It would be an X on the value in my opinion, but most people pay retail. So overall, I'm really loving this statue. I like it a lot. I have zero regrets whatsoever pulling the trigger for that price, and I think I have to give him an X. I think he's an X of a statue. He's extreme. I think if I paid retail, the score would be lower. So if you want to enter in that giveaway, go ahead and make sure that you have subscribed and hit that bell notification on this video. Also make sure that you like this video. Comment below who your favorite Transformer character is. Is it Optimus? He's obviously a big one. Is it a Decepticon? Let me know. And when we hit those 10,000 subs, we're going to do a video. Also, there's another video launching within the next week that'll tell you how to get extra entries into that contest, and we're giving some other stuff away. Now we got to cut it short. She never said that. Take care.